Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I want to make sure I give a shout out to everybody that's listening. And I want to say thank you to you guys for listening and tuning in. Thank you for all of your support. And we are here live and direct at the National Black Theater Festival right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And we have a very special guest in the building who I consider a legend. The one and only Mr. Elliot Lowery in the building. Yeah. And so, Elliot, if you would, can you tell the people where you're from and what you do and what you have done?
Okay. Well, again, my name is, I say, Elliot D. Lowery. And,
okay.
Of course, right here from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I've done multiple things in multiple states.
Sure.
In terms of my theatrical career, I've done gobs and gobs of shows and productions, and been able to perform overseas.
Yes,
and
yes.
Here in North Carolina. Of course, one of the original individuals who participated in the first 1989 National Black Theater Festival.
Love it.
Of course, we were in that production of Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope. And there's a picture that's inside the office right now that's of me. I was never a fan of it, but Larry refused to take it down.
Oh, Lord.
But it's still there. So since 89, that picture is still hanging up along with a lot of other pictures from the show itself.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. How did you get your start in the arts, Elliot?
I got started in the arts. I got a late start.
Oh, really? Okay.
When I was 23.
Wow.
And I was at Winston-Salem State University. It's probably I think it was about my third year at Winston-Salem State.
Okay.
And there was a flyer up in the music department.
Sure.
And it said, auditions for The Wiz.
Oh.
So I saw that flyer. So
yes, sir.
I'm going to do that audition. And Mabel Robinson had just gotten here into Winston-Salem. And
sure.
She's a legend, living legend.
Yeah.
And so I went to that audition and got cast. And, of course, Dr. Fred Tanner was the music director.
Yeah.
And so that was my start, 1983. You know, that's when I had my light bulb moment.
I got you.
Aha moment to say, this is what I want to do.
I love that. I love that. That is just absolutely wonderful. I hope you guys are listening because you guys are listening to a moment in history. I'm going to repeat it again. This is Mr. Elliot Lowery. In case you don't know, now you do know, okay?
Yep.
Yes, sir. So how did you fall in love with dance, Elliot?
I've always visualized myself doing it. I was always this heavy-set dancer.
You know what? And, Elliot, I was going to say that. But, brother, the way that you moved, you moved like a small man.
That's what
it was so impressive. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But that's what people use. I used to dance circles around the people.
Sure.
Around the people who
yes.
were smaller dancers and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I used to dance circles around them.
Yeah, of course you did.
Rolling over on the floor and all that.
Elliot, they wasn't ready for you.
I wasn't ready for me. But my dance started out again with Mabel Robinson. After we did that production of The Wiz and time moved on, and at that point, Ms. Robinson had she had gone into the School of the Arts to teach.
I got you, yeah.
And but she was also still in the community. And I have to also give credit to Amatula Salim. Amatula was one of the other ones who I took dance under, African dance.
Okay, I got you.
Mabel taught modern. And but Amatula taught the African dance, and I joined Otation.
Sure.
So those were my foundational dancing years.
Yes.
I just learned so much, and just by doing also.
Sure.
The stage, you catch on.
Absolutely. I think that's just absolutely amazing that you're giving us all these gems and all of these diamonds. So, Elliot, I got to ask you: did you do any teaching at all as well?
Well, That was another part of my career. So like I said, I have worked. I worked for the police department in dispatch.
You have done everything, Elliot.
When you call 911, I was picking up the phone and said police, fire, emergency.
Right.
But in teaching, my teaching career. When I graduated at Winston-Salem State, I didn't go into teaching at that time.
Oh, really? Okay.
I worked at Haynes there was a store that they had.
Okay. Yes.
I wasn't prepared to go out in that teaching world.
Sure.
But anyway, I did finally get that opportunity. A friend of mine had moved into Las Vegas, Nevada. His name is Winfred Marishaw.
Oh, wow.
And he moved to Las Vegas. And he said, Elliot, they are looking for African-American males in Vegas. So I packed my I had a little Sprint, some kind of little vehicle, packed it up, drove from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Wow. How many hours was that, Elliot?
That was about 2 days. I know about 48 hours or so.
Gas prices were a little different then, wasn't it, Elliot?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
But it was worth it, though.
It was worth it.
It was worth the trip.
It was we were about halfway and it's pretty much a straight shot. I flew from east to west.
Sure.
And but it was like when I was getting halfway there, something in my mind started saying, "You can't go back."
Right.
And then I started having a panic attack.
I got you. I
got past it, but got out there. Taught music for 6 years. Got a chance to do a couple of shows.
Really?
Out there. Yep.
Did you teach song, piano?
No, I taught just general music.
Just general music. Okay,
got K5 general music.
Okay, gotcha.
Had a chance to actually choreograph an African piece for at that time was Melinda, the first lady of Magic.
Wow.
She had a show on.
I love it.
On the Strip.
Yes,
and
I love that.
Her mom is her manager, and so she. I don't know if I had a friend who needed somebody. Well, anyway, they needed a choreographer.
Sure.
So it was kind of an adaptation of the piece from Coming to America.
Sure, I got you.
And so I choreographed that piece, and that was my opportunity to be to get on the Strip.
Sure.
And I've done some other productions out there as well, directed some shows.
Okay, cool. Where'd you get your drive from, Elliot? Because you got to be driven to do what you did.
I don't know where. Because, nobody in my family is in the arts.
You got to be kidding me, Elliot.
Nobody in my family is in the arts.
I got you.
And so, I don't know. I guess it was always a passion. And I always visualized myself being on stage and things like that. But it was never like to the magnitude that I thought it would be.
Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm. But I back to education and teaching.
Yes.
I did teach in the school system, and I also taught. I taught in the community because there was a dance studio called Simba Dance Studio.
Okay,
and it was with Laverne Lagan. She was
love it.
Director of that. So I taught classes there as well.
So what schools did you teach at, Elliot?
Okay.
Oh, goodness. I forgot I'm talking to a legend, y'all, okay?
The question is, in which state? And
oh, my Lord.
Let me go back. Starting in my actual...
Sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shake the table.
Oh, you're fine,
In my actual teaching career, I started out in Las Vegas. It was a school called Frank Kim Elementary. Then I transferred to another school, and I think that was where my purpose was. Because this was in the African-American community.
Sure.
And it was a school called Frank Kim and Matt Kelly.
Okay, gotcha.
And those two schools are on what they call the west side of Las Vegas.
Okay, yes.
But that's where I know where I was supposed to be, in these Title IX schools.
Yes.
Title I schools, I'm sorry, where I think that they needed my service, my energy, and my...
Understood.
Yeah, so...
Understood.
And I've been there pretty much ever since. I have to feed our kids,
Sure.
I have to feed our kids. So, yeah.
I love that. So where'd you get the heart to serve from? How did you start with that, with serving the community the way you do?
I think it's from my family.
Sure.
From my mom. That's who she was.
Sure.
My mom, she would feed you.
Yeah.
She would take care of you, whatever. I remember when we was living on 22nd Street, 22nd and Cleveland.
Yes.
And a man, he was in the term sloppy drunk.
Right.
Somehow our house was always that nucleus where somebody would just come.
Sure.
I don't know who it is. But this man was so drunk, and he asked my mama to fix him an egg sandwich.
Something as simple as an egg sandwich. Wow.
You know, and so my mom, that's who my mother was.
Sure.
You know, she was always giving. She was always helping. She was always, you know, you can call on her for anything.
Yes.
You know, so I think that's, well, I ain't gonna say I know that's where all that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Being that you have been a part of the beginning portion of the National Black Theater Festival, what have you seen changed since the beginning?
Well,
from your perspective. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you know, everybody know that technology is the thing that has changed tremendously. You know,
right.
I can remember in the day where we used that electric typewriter.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, you're going way back, Elliot. Yes.
You know, computers weren't even thought about. If they were, there was somewhere, you know, where somebody, you know, in these large companies like IBM, places like that.
Sure.
Sitting in their office, and we would peck, but we got
wow. Yeah,
especially that very first one, that very first 1989 festival. I was telling a friend of mine, Philip. I can't think of Philip's last name. But we were talking about, you know, some of our stories.
Sure.
And I was telling him about one night. It was midnight, probably a Friday night.
Yes.
And so I get a call from Rosalind Fox. I call her Roz.
I got you.
Roz or not, but Roz she's another staple.
Wow.
In that first festival.
Man, you're dropping some great names, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
She called me. It's 12 o'clock midnight.
Wow.
Elliot, what you doing? Oh, I'm just looking at television.
Yeah.
Larry wants you to come down and help us out. Okay.
Wow.
12 o'clock midnight, I jumped in my car, drove down, and we sat at that typewriter. We had to get letters typed up. And,
sure.
But it was just, we just knew that it was an event that was going to be great.
Sure.
And, you know, Mr. Hamlin was somebody that I definitely, you know, admired. I have to say, he was also instrumental in my career as well.
Oh, I love that. I love
have
that.
to say that. Him
Thank
and
you
Ms.
for giving homage.
Those two,
yes.
They opened those doors of opportunity.
I love it.
Remember when the Black Rep first started, they would perform in the lobby of the Arts Council Theater.
Oh, wow.
And so the stage were the top of the steps.
Yeah.
And every month or so, I think it may have been every month.
Sure.
He would set those chairs up, and we would do songs. Carlotta Samuel, Sharon Frazier, who are two other people that you need to track down. And
okay, I will try to. Trust me. Yes.
Yeah. That was in that group, you know.
Yeah.
And we would get up on that stage and sing out. I used to always sing a song called "Your Feet's Too Big."
Oh,
Your Feet's Too Big from Ain't Misbehaving. And so that was my audition piece.
Sure.
That's what got me in every production I did. But
absolutely. I think that's just absolutely amazing. What was the first time that you heard Mr. Hamlin say "Marv-tastic"? What's the first
festival?
The first festival.
That first festival. I think that's when that whole Marv-tastic thing started out.
Yeah.
Of course, combining marvelous with fantastic.
Yes.
And now it is pretty much should be a word in the dictionary now.
It should be, right.
So,
did they coin that? Did they trademark that at all?
In all honesty, I can't.
You don't know. Okay, I got you.
I'm not sure.
I got you. Yeah. So what is Elliot up to now?
Well, what is Elliot up to now?
Yes.
Elliot retired out of the school system back in 2020.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And so I decided to open a home care agency.
Oh, awesome.
And a behavioral health agency. So I'm providing services, what's called in-home age services.
Okay.
And mainly focused on seniors who need assistance around the house. Like they may need help with bathing. They may need help with light cleaning. They may need help with feeding and meal prep. And so we send workers out to assist seniors who may have some challenges with doing their daily activities. Yeah,
I love it. So as you guys are listening, Elliot still has the service piece part of his life. It is who he is.
Yep.
And it's just absolutely amazing. How important is it for us in society today to serve?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's just absolutely wonderful. So listen, how can the folks get in contact with you if they want to find out more about your services? How can they get in contact with you?
You can, just to let you know what services we provide. We provide, there are a lot of, we provide in-home aid services. We provide, this is on the what we call PCS size.
Oh, gotcha.
Personal care services.
Okay.
We provide in-home aid. We provide also companion sitter services.
Okay.
Those are the two, and that's the main component in home care agency.
Okay.
But in the behavioral health agency, I am with Partners Behavioral Health Management.
Okay.
I'm contracted with them.
Okay.
They are what we call our LME, our lead management entity.
Understand.
And so we provide the community living and support.
Yes.
And this is all for special need clients.
Okay, yes.
Or consumers. We provide respite services. We provide community networking. And so those services, mainly respite services in particular, it just affords the client, the caregiver, to take a break. Respite means break.
Okay, so, thank you for that. Yeah,
they need, sometimes they'll need, it could be a break to just go to the store to do their daily business activity.
Sure.
And so our workers will come in to cover them for those hours.
I got you.
It could be a weekend break that they may
need. Yes.
And so our workers will come, or they'll either take them and keep them while they're gone, or they'll stay at their residence. But it's about respite services, like I said, community living and support, and community networking.
I got you. So how can they get in contact with you?
Good question.
Yes.
My number is 336-486-1288. I do have a theater company.
Yes.
I didn't mention that part.
Yeah.
We are the Winston-Salem Performing Arts Alliance. If you want more information on that, you can go to WSPAA55.org, WSPAA55.org, and that's Winston-Salem Performing Arts Alliance.
Correct.
And my home care agency is Emotions FS, like the word emotions, with an S, emotionsfs.com. You can find information on our home care agency. Again, my contact number is 336-486-1288.
Thank you so much, Elliot. And in closing, if you could say something positive to empower someone to not quit, don't give up, and pursue your dreams and your goals, what would you say?
Well, let me start out by saying thank you for affording me the opportunity to be on this platform.
Absolutely.
Just stay encouraged. Even now, I'm at this point where I'm up and down. But you have to take that a day at a time. Keep pressing in. Keep pushing on. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and I was a great artist who's done productions like Black Nativity, great singer. I was telling him, go ahead and take the leap.
Yes.
Take the leap. And I always heard Les Brown say, leap and the net will appear.
Ooh, I absolutely love it.
So so stay encouraged. We all are human. We get discouraged sometimes, but no matter what, as long as you're still breathing, you got to keep pressing in and pressing on.
I love it. Listen, I hope you guys have heard something on today that could help you become a better you. Listen, I am Carl Ross Sr., and this is the Ross Cloud Podcast, and we are live and direct at the National Black Theater Festival right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it is Marv-tastic.
Marv-tastic.
Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.